Alright, so someone asked, rank these three in terms of potential. So now we're going to Dragon Ball. Gohan, Frieza, and Broly. Three of the highest potential individuals in the entire verse, right? So this is my ranking of it. So Frieza and Gohan are very hard to compare. They both have very high potential. But I lean towards Gohan. So this is why. So let's break down Frieza's potential first. I would say he has a lot of potential clearly, but it did take him an entire decade in the hyperbolic time chamber to get to where he's at, right? And it took him 4 months, which is extremely impressive, to get to Super Saiyan Blue levels, or at least close to it. So that's Frieza, right? Now let's break down Gohan's feats. The Cell Arc, right? The Cell Arc boost in power that he had was one of the greatest jumps in power of all time. He made everyone look like fodder mid-battle, right? He was clearly inferior to Cell, and then he gets his potential, along with his tenacity increasing, results in him beating Cell, right? And keep in mind, everyone else were barely competing with Cell Juniors, and he just shot past everybody like that. And then, and obviously in the newest movie, which is at bare minimum anime canon, we see what he does, right? We see what the heights that he's reached. So he has some of the biggest jumps in the smallest time frames compared to Frieza, right? And some very significant jumps in power, I'd argue. What's going on, McLegend? Thanks for coming in. He also had doubt which hindered his power. Yeah, the point is that potential was there, though. Have you ever seen Frieza get some kind of boost like that? No, he doesn't. It takes him more time. That's the point I'm trying to make. Now, number one, we can all guess who has the most potential. It's fucking Broly. Broly, in the movie, right, the Broly movie is super. He had the biggest jump I've ever seen. He was struggling with Super Saiyan Vegeta, and by the end of it, he's fucking fodderizing Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta simultaneously to the point where they had to leave the battlefield. That jump, I don't think a lot of people understand. It's so astronomically high, so astronomically large, that to quantify that would probably result in a gargantuan number if you're trying to put a numeric value on it. That's the single greatest jump I think I've ever seen. So Broly has the most fucking potential. That guy, imagine him with 10 years in a hyperbolic time chamber. What the fuck would he accomplish? Would he be whipping Whis' ass? Would he be fucking whipping the Xeno twins' ass? I don't know about that, but he's a fucking monster. And it's easily Broly. Easily. I am back. What's going on, Cubs? Thanks for coming in. I think if Broly and Cell Max was stuck on a planet together, I think Broly's got the back. Broly has more potential, yeah. What's going on, McLegend? Wanted to ask, how do you think Goku would have handled God Topo instead of Vegeta? Based off the narrative that was told, right, we see Vegeta awaken this new form, right? Super Saiyan Blue evolution, when him and Goku were trying to press Jiren. You can imply, due to how they were side by side battling Jiren, some level of relativity. Maybe that's what he needed for that gap to kind of to become more narrow between him and Goku. Goku had his Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 amp, or times 10 times 20, and Vegeta needed that extra boost to kind of close that gap. So I would argue they're somewhat relative. So I would argue Goku would probably have similar success, probably slightly more. I would argue, right? Because he was the main attraction. So yeah, I think he might possibly be able to get rid of Topo without having to do what Vegeta did. I would argue it's a possibility. This goes back to the idea of who do you think stronger, right? When you're excluding Ultra Instinct, that is, in the Tournament of Power, I still think Goku was above Vegeta, right? Seth talked about this in his recent videos. Goku, the way I look at it is Toriyama established this presupposition from the Saiyan arc on. As soon as Goku started to train, got Kaioken, Goku was always a little bit ahead of Vegeta. And the way I look at it is there's this threshold here, and there's always some deviation taking place between the two. Right? When Majin Vegeta fought reborn Goku when he was revived, they were damn near equal. They were stated to be equal, right? So they were right in the middle of that threshold. But obviously there's deviations. When Goku got MUI, clearly he was much, much superior to Vegeta at that point. Now, look, take for example, Vegeta, when Beerus slapped Bulma, he deviated from the threshold, and he was superior. He admitted it, Goku admitted it. So it's a deviating and kind of indefinite kind of scale that is always tipping. That's the way I look at Vegeta and Goku.